welcome to the OtakuCast. I was expecting a little bit more of a heads up, but we're live. How's
Don't
everybody
worry about
doing?
heads up or anything. You got to be on your toes. You got to be ready.
Look, I'm not ready for anything. I'm not ready for life, but we're here.
Nobody's ready for life.
You're right. You're right. But anyway, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Angel's Calamity, and I have a small Let's Play channel where I do all kinds of fun, goofy stuff. You guys should actually check out my most recent video if you're over 18, and I'll leave that there. And then this is my co-host.
Hey, I'm Directionally Challenged. I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Directionally Challenged. My last video was a first look at Cyberpunk and my thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077, actually.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, mine was something much different.
This is very different than a review.
A lot of editing. But anyway, today on the OtakuCast, we're going to go over some awesome news stories, and then our topic. What's our topic for today, DC?
Our topic today is anime characters with the worst luck. Just the worst luck.
So if you guys better stay watching if you guys want to tell us what anime characters you guys think have the worst luck. And then we go on the Anime Club, and then Empire News, and that's about going to be it for today. But first up is news.
Yes.
What do you got for us, DC?
So, if you guys don't know, I am a massive fan of the Dragon Quest series. In fact, I'm currently watching the Dragon Quest anime that I said I was going to watch, and I've continued to watch. It is fantastic. And Dragon Quest is getting its own theme park island coming into Japan. Whew! The Persona Group company announced on Thursday that it is opening a Dragon Quest-themed attraction area named Dragon Quest Island, Daimo Zoma to Hajimari no Shima, or Demon Lord Zoma and the First Island, in the Nijigen no Mori 2D Forest theme park in the prefectural Awajishima Park in Hyogo Prefecture. The area will open in spring 2021 to celebrate the franchise's 35th anniversary.
This new Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, that is right. The series is going to have its 35th anniversary next year, which is freaking awesome.
And this area will recreate the field RPG of Dragon Quest across 8,000 square meters, or about 2 acres. It'll feature an original story that'll follow guests to go on an adventure that also features original monsters. It'll also offer exclusive Dragon Quest merchandise.
Yes, Dragon Quest.
Food.
Yes.
Look, there's lots of dragon things.
It's got its
there.
own original mascot character, Homiroto, a heel slime monster who guides visitors with advice and tips throughout the journey. Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii. Yes, he is adorable. He's a heel slime with a little hero crown and a cape. It's adorable. But Yuji Horii teased last month that there will be various announcements next year related to the series' 35th anniversary. Square Enix released Dragon Quest X on the Wii and Wii U platforms March 2013, on the PC in September 2013. Nintendo has since released Android, Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch versions of the game, and expansions for the game launched in 2013, 15, 17, and 2019, as well as Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, the Definitive Edition, which is an enhanced version of Echoes of Elusive Age, the normal edition, that launched for the Nintendo Switch in 2019, and the original game shipped in Japan for the PS4 and Nintendo 3DS in 2017. But people are a little upset over that fact because the Definitive Edition is its own version of the game, and if you have the version that I have, which is no longer available in the Steam store, you didn't get the Definitive Edition. It's a whole new thing. Little messed up, but still a great game.
I forgot to mention that obviously this is different. I am finally not using my phone. Look at that, and I have my microphone that I can use. I have internet that is okay. I will get a new camera in the future, but for now we have to deal with whatever this thing is. But anyway, our next news story is I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth joined Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game. Now, it's no secret that I am a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. There's literally one right there, the original copy for PS1 up there on my shelf. I love Final Fantasy VII. I quite enjoyed the remake. And look, this makes me want to buy Smash. I wanted Smash anyway, but this makes me want to buy Smash just so I can just see.
Why don't you already have Smash Bros?
Because it's $60. Like, look, don't at me right now. I'm a content creator. Do you think I can afford games?
Yes.
Anyway, Nintendo announced during the Game Awards 2020 on Thursday that Sephiroth, the antagonist of Final Fantasy VII game series or game, will join the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate crossover fighting game this month as the next of 6 new characters in Fighters Fast Volume 2. There's an awesome trailer. Like, just watch the trailer. It's super cool. But he's joined by other characters like Min Min. I don't know what Min Min is. Do you know what Min Min is?
That's it's an ARMS character from the ARMS game, the one with the weird, like, bouncy arm thing.
I don't know what that is.
They also brought in Steve and Alex from Minecraft. They brought in Joker from the Persona 5 game.
Yes, and Hero from the Dragon Quest series.
Yes, they brought in Hero, which is kind of cool. Yeah, Banjo and Kazooie.
Terry Bogard
from Fatal Fury, the King of Fighters.
And go ahead.
They brought in Byleth from the Fire Emblem. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Is that Byleth? I don't know. Let us know in the chat.
From the Fire Emblem Three Houses.
But oh, hi Atomic in chat. Sorry, I'm watching chat on my phone because I only have one monitor and I did not look down. But
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate shipped for the Nintendo Switch in December 2018. The games include all previous playable characters and supports 8-player battles. New characters include Animal Crossing New Leaf's Isabelle, Metroid's Ridley, Castlevania's Simon, Donkey Kong's King K. Pool, and Pokemon's Incineroar. King K. Rool, yeah. Several other characters join the game as Echo Fighters for other characters. Echo Fighters include Street Fighter's Ken, Castlevania's Richter, Fire Emblem's Chrom, Metroid's Dark Samus, Daisy, Lucina, and Dark Pit.
Chase in chat says that we pronounced it correctly. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Both.
Yes. And just look,
Both.
If you didn't already love Smash, this is even more of a reason to love it now.
Both.
Smash is just an amazing game series. Both. What else we got?
Well, a little bit of sad news, but kind of expected news if you guys know anything about gaming or if you've been involved in this at all. GameStop is going to be closing 700 stores this year. The company closed 74 stores in the third quarter, marking 462 closures so far this year. So GameStop revealed in a conference call and quarterly financial report for the third quarter ending on October 31st on Thursday that it is closing 700 stores in a strategy to de-densify the GameStop store base.
Look, there is a lot of them, but there's a good reason for it.
There's not really that many.
Well, in Reno,
also, I mean,
there's a lot. The town closest to me, a big town closest to me, and it's like, no, let's not go to this GameStop. Let's go to the good one. But still, sad potatoes. But since 2019, GameStop has closed about 800 stores worldwide and expects to close a total of 1,000 by the end of the 2020 fiscal year.
Yeah, GameStop's net sales were down 30% compared to the third fiscal quarter of 2019, which the company stated is due to the past few months being the end of a game console cycle, limited availability of hardware and accessories, an unplanned shift of software into fourth fiscal quarter, or to the fiscal 2021, 11% reduction in the store base, blah, 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 excuses. It's not because we suck and we price gouge and we don't make games cheaper, even though they've been out for 7 years.
You're right.
So I've got like problems with GameStop.
It's also Voldemort. People don't have as much money to spend buying games right now.
Well, I mean, people like I said, though, one of the issues is that even like I went to GameStop a while back and there was a game that was like 10 years old and they were still selling it for like $45. Like, come on. I'm not going to pay you $45 for a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, you're right. But
especially when I can get that game on Steam for like $5. Then why would I? GameStop can't compete with that.
You're right. But look, GameStop, we've already lost so much for the game stores. I hope that they can still keep their heads above water. You know what I mean? But anyway, the next news story I want to talk about is Callisto Protocol is Dead Space's producer's new survival horror. Now, if you guys know anything about Dead Space, it was and still is an amazing game series. The first one, just in space, things are scary. You know, you can't just get out and run away when you're in space. But Striking Distance Studios has finally revealed that this game's years Game Awards. It had to happen sometimes. The Callisto Protocol, details about Striking Distance's first major title have been vague since it was announced back in 2019, but until the official trailer was unveiled earlier yesterday, giving players a first look at Striking Distance's upcoming survival horror game.
Why is everything got to be survival horror?
I love survival horror.
Survival horror, but when everything's survival horror, it's boring. Can't we just have like not survival horror? Can't we just have like, why is it gotta be survival horror?
They insist that the game will be a quadruple A. I don't know about that, but it debated at the Game Awards.
What does that even mean?
You hear AAA titles, I imagine that they think it's going to be better than AAA title, so I don't know. But Bio in chat says, I love survival horror. But anyway,
survival horror is fine, but it's a genre that's like quickly becoming overpopulated.
Schofield describes the game, which has a distinct Dead Space flavor, as a futuristic survival horror story that takes place in 2320 in the maximum security Black Iron prison on Jupiter's moon Callisto. The trailer reveals an unnamed inmate awakening in a dark cell to a glitchy hologram and ordering an unseen crew to dock. The tension builds. The tension builds as shadowy creatures dart out of his line of sight. Until he comes across a nameless, faceless horror.
You're a little too loud there.
Sorry.
That's why I said don't.
Consumes him as an unknown figure watches on a surveillance screen. The figure walks to a window to see a cargo ship arriving to the prison. Ostensibly, the monster's next meal. And look, it looks cool. And probably the reason why the rise in survival horror games is because of Let's Players. People enjoy watching Let's Players be scared. Let's Players play horror games. Demand equals supply.
Not everything has to be a survival horror.
No, but I enjoy survival horrors, and so does Atomic Missy in chat.
Like, so. I don't know if you've ever like. I want more puzzle horror and more like suspenseful horror than survival horror.
There may be more information about the game coming up next week on the game's newly launched Discord channel on December 17th at 10 a.m. PST. So I mean, it looks good. I'm excited for it. Another surviving an alien in space. And look, that's been done a lot. But at the same time, look, we have Alien, which was an amazing game. I'm not talking about Colonial Marines. Alien was an amazing game. Dead Space, even though as the series went on, it got hello. Hey. Anyway, as the series went on, the games got more action-based and less horror-based, but still, they were still solid games. I know Chase and I have been playing Dead Space 3. We're not talking with it right now, but that's going to change very soon. We're stuck on a spot. Okay. What's our last news story of the day, DC?
Disney revealed their project visual, Star Wars Visions, which is going to be an anime anthology project that they're going to be doing which will feature 10 anime short films. It'll be featuring several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to the Star Wars franchise, which I already thought that Star Wars already kind of was a mashup of a lot of different cultures, but okay. I'm not sure how I feel about this because I think Disney hasn't done the best with Star Wars. Really?
Honestly, I don't
Mandalorian's good.
I've seen the original trilogy like once, and it's not because I didn't enjoy them. It's because I was not allowed to watch them until I was an adult. I just don't have a lot of time.
Disney didn't do well with the current Star Wars. A lot of the movies are not great, and I'm worried that Disney's gonna have too much of a finger in the pie for this. Like, a lot of what makes The Mandalorian good is they sort of just let Jon Favreau do his own thing. And you can tell with season 2...
You sure it's not Baby Yoda?
Yeah, no. With season 2, you can tell the Disney's had a bit more influence in it. Some of the characters being introduced are being introduced because they're going to have their own series brought in. And so it kind of feels a little forced. And Disney just not the best right now. Not the best.
Yeah, look, I mean, it might be good. I mean, it is an anime, so I mean, but has
Concerned
Disney
though.
ever done an
Still
anime
concerned.
before?
Yes, actually, and we'll be discussing that after.
Oh,
Disney
well, I
was
meant
connected to
like
the
a
movie we
show.
watched.
Look, you're right. I just meant like an anime show, but you're right. Anyway, that's it for our news today. If you guys find any great news, you can put them in the Otaku news section of our Discord. You better be there. There should be a Discord link in chat somewhere. Hi, sorry, I saw your chat. But now we're ready to move on to our topic, and that's anime characters with the worst luck. And look, there's a lot of them. Whole shows have been written around anime characters with the worst luck. But DC and I picked a couple to discuss today, and you guys are more than welcome to put yours in chat. What's your first one, DC?
I'm not going to do mine in the list that I have them set up for. I want to talk about them in a specific order.
Oh.
The first group I want to talk about is actually two characters from Excel Saga. Do you remember Excel Saga?
It's been so I have seen it. I just remember it was like a whole bunch of just goofiness all the time, and the characters died a lot. That's about all I remember.
So,
and you know, boobs, BEWBS.
Yes. So
boobs.
this is Ayasugi Hachan and Excel from Excel Saga. The reason why I want to bring them up as just having the worst luck is they're kind of working for a guy who wants to take over the world. Like, that's his whole plan. And the girl you see on the right, that is Ayasugi. She's anemic, and that leads to her.
Yes.
Yeah, that leads to her constantly having troubles because she doesn't eat properly. She's very airheaded. She constantly is losing blood and left in a near zombie like death state.
Yes.
And then you have Excel, and I'm not entirely certain if it's stupidity or unluckiness or a combination of the two that leads her to constantly mess up everything.
Bio in chat says the dog's name is Ration, right?
Yes, and the dog is literally food.
Yes.
Yeah, emergency food that they have to rely on all the time because they can never actually. Yeah, well, actually, emergency rations, much like Chopper in One Piece, was originally emergency rations.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But look, I don't remember much from the show, but I do remember that they are just very, very unlucky with everything they do.
They constantly are struggling to survive due to just incompetence and horrible luck. Just nothing goes their way ever. And they're not the worst ones on the list.
Comedic timing as well.
Oh yeah, it's definitely supposed to be a comedy, but it's still, the bad luck is what makes it funny.
I just remember it was weird, but yes, it was hilarious. So yeah, just good stuff, man. Excel Saga felt like so long ago. It really does.
It was.
Yes, I mean, and man, but there's so many other characters that really have a run of bad luck. And the first one I'm going to talk about is Lady Tsunade from the Naruto series. She is the 5th Hokage eventually. Minor spoilers for Naruto, guys.
The terrible gambler.
Yes, she's a beautiful and smart and strong, and she's one of the only 3 Sannin. And
Sannin means 3 ninjas. Yes. So of course she's one of only 3 Sannin.
But look, you're right. But they had her and Orochimaru and Jiraiya were so bad butt that they had to make a whole new class for them. They're like, yes, you guys get to become the Sannin. But she's just an entirely new power class above everyone else. A healer with astounding ability and the 5th Hokage. But her luck absolutely sucks. She's even the granddaughter of Hashirama himself. You know, is it Hashiramable? Because everything is Hashirama cells and Hashirama this in the show.
Yeah, but she's not really. She doesn't really get anything from it.
but she's still, the granddaughter of Hashirama. But then when it comes to her one weakness is her gambling, and she's lost.
She's a horrible gambler.
She's just gambling. Her gambling sucks and has gotten herself in some major trouble. And it's hilarious. And yeah, they do it as a gag, but it's still just like her gambling is just the worst. And she loves it. She loves gambling. She loves drinking and gambling, and then she just makes the worst bets. And look, it's still very, very, very funny. But more than just that, like if you actually look at Tsunade's story, she's lost everyone she's cared about. Everybody.
Yeah. And she loves dies.
Yeah, and the only time that her gambling has won, spoiler alert, was losing a person that went off to do something, and she's like, he's not coming back, and he didn't. Not gonna tell you guys who it was, but just that was a punch in the gut for anyone. And actually,
it's not really much of a spoiler.
Daddy.
Naruto's been
long. Look, I know, but
long
still,
gone. It's long over.
Still, some people like me are still watching the series.
That was all revealed like so long ago.
Yeah,
I was like a kid.
Sorry, it's cold back here because the door's closed, so I have a blankie.
I was like a kid when that was revealed.
Look, anyway, so that happened, but that's about the only bet she's ever won. But still, it's just, poor Tsunade, just poor Tsunade. Well, she's gambled on Naruto a couple times, and he's impressed her. That's how she got the necklace. He got the necklace from her because she was impressed by him. But Chase and chat, gambling tends to cause problems. Yes, it does. But anyway, what's your next one?
So I want to talk about a little guy known as Tsunabozu, aka Kanta, aka Desert Punk.
I've seen the show.
Yes, from Desert Punk. So if you don't know much about Kanta, my boy Kanta from Desert Punk, he lives on like a desert planet. It's Earth, but this is like after an apocalypse kind of thing going on. Giant
water world, but desert
world. It's a desert world, not water. It's a desert world.
World, but desert world.
Yes, like his name is Kanta Mizuno. Yeah, his name's Kanta Mizuno. He grew up in a water station where he kind of just didn't have much going on for him. Like he didn't really get to do anything. He spent his childhood kind of like stealing to help his dad to survive, and his dad decides like, you know what, we're gonna go to an oasis for a better life, and just sort of disappears. And Kanta's just kind of left to grow up as a mercenary doing odd jobs to try and make money. And yeah, he's sort of a massive
Bio in chat says, "Oh my gosh, I've not seen that in forever. I used to own it, but someone stole it." Effing chat, guys.
That sucks. It's such a good thing. But
Chase says it's hot. Yeah, because you're in Australia. It's hot over there.
Like he's an incredibly smart person. Kanta's like super smart. He's able to craft many plans, and they're really brilliant. It's just something usually happens that results in his plan kind of going sideways a lot of the times. Like he has these balloons that he's used to trick people, and he does show off that he's known as like the demon of the desert because of his tactics. He's super smart, super intelligent, but he just can't succeed at anything. He's in love with this thief called Junko, and she sort of just like anytime he gets anywhere in life and like starts to make a little money, she just takes advantage of him, and he ends up broke again. And it's every single time he will fall. He will fall for it every single time. He has lost so much money. He's almost died countless times out in the desert because something's happened where his vehicle broke down, or what he was like, his ride broke down. Just something happens to him that leaves him unable to to continue forward, or whatever ride he's usually breaks down. I don't want to get too much into it because it is a really good series to watch, and
I haven't
it's
seen
very
it in
enjoyable.
a long time, but I do remember that show is really funny.
Oh yeah,
actually made me watch it.
oh yeah, it's hilarious.
Another one of those.
And like, there's just so many times Junko was like, there's a time where he's like left in the desert by himself with no water, and someone finally comes and saves him. And it's like he's like almost a mummy by the time they get to him. It just sucks to be him.
Yeah, it do be. You know who else it sucks to be?
Who?
Now, mind you, this list is in no particular order. I just put
mine actually is in an order.
I'm not in order.
The least
from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I mean,
this dude, look. He's just your average kid. His mom was overworked, and she took her exit out early, as you say, and then this poor dude, he gets a cute girl, and he goes out on a date with her, and just all she wanted to do was munch him. Okay, turns out she was a ghoul. Accidents happen. They both freaking die. Dude wakes up in the hospital with her organs put inside of him.
Well, he didn't die. She died, and
right.
they used. He had damaged organs, so they used her organs to transplant into him. Yeah,
because conveniently it was a match, right?
Yeah, they were conveniently the same blood type.
But still, and then he was you find out later. Spoilers for Tokyo Ghoul. He was actually it was like an experiment, and it was kind of intentional. But anyway, he's thrown into this world that he knows nothing about, just being an average human being, and this poor dude, and he has to try to adjust to pretty much being a cannibal now. He cannot eat regular food.
No, his life sucks. He's tortured. He's an outcast. He
was also thrown into a war. Tortured excessively by Jason. I have talked about Kaneki
until his hair turned white. Yeah,
and he lost his damn mind. And
for a while,
he loses loved ones. Like that whole scene when he just comes out and he's carrying at the end of the first season, and he's carrying that person. I lost it. I was a sobbing wreck. It was because he went through so much to try to save this person, and he still lost that person. And it's just so much. And he should not be able to survive with as much PTSD as he does. And that's one of the reasons why he loses his marbles. But he was just such a sweet cinnamon roll until everything so bad happened to him. And he still, in a way, is kind of a decent person after it all. Look, the furthering seasons go so far off the manga that I've heard. I've not read it, but I've heard that it's not even funny. So I've got to halfway through the third season, and I was just so confused that I had to I need to start all of this over from the beginning.
I lost interest in the manga after the torture. It kind of goes downhill.
Sad. But
it really drops.
Maybe they just had too much of it. The author just gave himself too much PTSD by writing that torture for his own character, because
probably
that was some heavy stuff. What else you got that's pretty heavy for us?
So I want to talk about Yamcha.
Yeah,
I want to talk about Yamcha.
Look, I have not seen a lot of Dragon Ball Z, but I have seen enough to know a little about Yamcha, and yeah, he definitely deserves a place on this list. Why?
Let's talk Yamcha. Yamcha was a desert bandit when you first meet him. Literally living in a van out in the desert. Not even in a van down by the river, but a van in the desert with a cat.
Of course.
And his life never really improves from there. Throughout all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Yamcha is useless. He is useless. He falls into his own trap. He gets beat up by Goku. He gets beat up by everyone. He tries to fight a Cyberman, and the Cyberman kills him. And we're talking nothing ever goes right. He got with Bulma and she left him for Vegeta, the guy who tried, not only the guy who tried to destroy the world, the guy who killed him. He got left by his girlfriend for the man who killed him. Yamcha's life. He tried to make it as a pro baseball player, and even that didn't really work out for him. He was only moderately successful. Like, the dude doesn't have money, he doesn't have fame, he doesn't have a girlfriend, and he still lives with a cat. He still lives with a weird magic cat, and he's been useless. Like, he couldn't do anything. Cool. He was useless against Pilaf. He was useless against Tien. He was useless against Piccolo. He was useless against Raditz. He was useless against Vegeta and Frieza and Cell and the androids gone. That man has died more times than the Dragon Balls should realistically have been able to bring him back. The dude lost everything. He has lost his home multiple times. He has just gotten to the point where even in Dragon Ball Z, he doesn't even try anymore. When they go and they try and gather up the Z Warriors again, nobody even goes to invite Yamcha anymore. They don't even talk to Yamcha anymore. They go to Gohan, who's been out of the game for 20 years over Yamcha. Yamcha has nothing. He is nothing in his life anymore. He's just some dude who kind of plays baseball all right. And even Krillin, who was Goku's freaking training partner as a kid. Krillin has succeeded in taking down Cybermen and Cell Juniors. Krillin cut the tail off of Frieza. Krillin has a wife and child. Krillin is a cop. Like, his life is just better than Yamcha's, and Krillin's just a regular human too. Not only that, Yamcha trained with King Kai. You would think that Yamcha would have something come for his life, but that man just has nothing.
Look, you're not wrong. Yamcha just it's like the writers purposely wrote him as the butt of the joke. Like,
Akira Toriyama just throws him out. He's like Poir. He's Poir and Chaozu.
It's that kid that doesn't get picked in sports. Yep, that's Yamcha.
Yeah, that is Yamcha. Yep, Yamcha is just that kid who doesn't get picked. He's the kid that does. It's not even like he's picked last. It's like the teams are even and there's one kid left and the teacher just tells him that he can sit this one out. Like, that's Yamcha. Yes. You feel bad for him, but trust me, you're not going to feel as bad for Yamcha as you feel for my next tune coming up. Just trust me.
Well, I don't know. I think you guys will feel pretty bad for my next one. It's Ganta from Dead Man Wonderland. This is a series I watched a while back, and I actually started rewatching it because I remembered nothing of it because I have the memory of a goldfish or Dory.
It's a fantastic series. If you guys haven't seen Dead Man, it is fantastic.
This kid is literally just a kid. A normal kid.
It's like, what, 15, 16?
In a normal school with, like, as far as I know, a normal family. One day during class, this dude, you find out who this dude is later.
The man in red?
The man in red just comes in and kills everybody in his classroom. Just decimates the classroom.
And he's blamed for it.
Yeah, blood, gore, just, you see it. It's if that's not shaken enough, this kid gets blamed for it. Bio in chat says I've watched it a lot and the opening is fire. I did mention
Dead Man Wonderland. Yeah, Dead Man Wonderland is fantastic.
Nothing bad to say about this series. But
you really feel bad for the dude. His life is just terrible. Like,
they doctored tapes. They doctored tapes. Blame it on him.
He's part of a conspiracy that gets him put into the prison, and it's just like
the prison that is also an amusement park.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a prison amusement park for the purpose of entertaining the masses.
Exactly.
It kind of reminds me of this one manga I was reading. like Island D or something like that. It's a similar ideology where kind of like, except like all the people with powers are put into like one prison, but in the manga I was reading, like all of them are put into like a prison island, and then it's just sort of like they're allowed to have their own city. It's just you go, you're just not allowed to leave the island, and if you try, we'll kill you.
Am I gonna sneeze? I don't know.
I don't think you are, but Dead Man Wonderland is more like, yeah, you're gonna go to this prison and
instead.
you're gonna fight to the death for the entertainment of our visitors.
Exactly.
Maybe we might cut your sentence down, maybe.
And then, not to mention the
or we might have more time.
If you don't make sure you have enough credits to buy one of these candies every day, you will die in this prison. Like, they'll get a little shock collar thing that explodes your head.
Yeah, you better earn money. Earn money or die.
This dude, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, yeah, you find out later on that there's a whole bunch more to it, but just watch the series if you haven't. It's pretty short. It's very sweet. It's a good one. But yeah,
it is a good series. I will admit, it's a very good series, and you do really feel for the character because things just never
has the worst
luck. Go his way. They just never go his way, and not the worst luck. Not the worst.
Not the worst. Who do you think has worse luck than Ganta?
My next choice. So, have you ever heard of Kaiji Ito from Gyakkyobrai Kaiji Ultimate Survivor, or Kaiji the Ultimate Survivor, also known as Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler? There's a few things for it.
No.
Have you ever heard of him? Okay, so I first found out about this from the live action movie Kaiji the Ultimate Gambler, or the Ultimate Survivor. I can't remember right now, but I first found out about him from the live action movie. And let me tell you, the movie and the manga are very close. There's some slight differences, but throughout the whole series, it starts off with Kaiji, who is sort of like a good for nothing. Like he kind of has like a really crappy life. He survives purely off of like scratchy lottery tickets, pachinko parlor victories, like just the little bit of money he can scrape together from all of that. That's how he lives. And he has a buddy, and his buddy takes out a loan, and he co-signs the loan, but his buddy defaults on the loan. So Kaiji is forced to repay all of the money his buddy owed, plus the interest his buddy owed on it. And his buddy paid none of it. He got the loan, he took the money, and he left. So Kaiji's on the hook for all this money, and the only way he can earn enough money is through a gambling ship. This ship is like a rock, paper, scissors tournament. I know, sounds weird, but it's a rock, paper, scissors tournament where you are literally gambling with your life. The amount of money you could win is massive. If he wins, he's set. Unfortunately, he chooses to believe in someone who completely screws him over. Like 100% makes him think that he's there for him, because the idea is that if you tie, you both walk, like you and your partner tie and you run out of cards, you walk away with the money. You're good.
Chase in chat says that's why you never co-sign a loan with someone.
You better know him real well. You better know him real well if you're gonna do that. It's very dangerous. So this isn't even the end of it. He gets tricked. He loses. He's on the hook. He owes way more money now from previously. He gets sent to an underground slave society from this crazy rich dude who wants to build an underground paradise, and he's forced to mine. And he makes a set amount of money a day. He has to be down there until he can repay all the money he owes to rebuy his freedom. Now, I'm going to talk about the movie here for a minute. Yeah, the movie here for a minute. Every Friday on payday, they bring in the snack cart, which has fresh chicken skewers, like teriyaki chicken skewers and potato chips, and it's got beer, cold beer, and you've been working in a mine eating gruel for a week.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I don't even like beer.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? So what do people do? They want that. They want that chicken. They want the beer, and they end up spending all of their money on these little frivolous luxuries. And Kaiji at first, he's like, no, I'm gonna save my money. I want that beer, but I'm gonna save my money. And the guy who runs the cart's just like, here you go, buddy. One beer, just for you. My treat. Kaiji drinks that beer. He gets hooked. He starts, like, weeks go by. He's spending his money. And it's just like, he realizes, great, I've lost everything. I've spent everything. I have to stop doing this. And people in the thing are getting sick because they're getting black lung and they're getting all this stuff wrong with them. And Kaiji's like, he's barely surviving. He's losing weight. He's getting sick. And so in the anime and the manga, he sort of takes a turn to do like the ultimate pachinko battle. But in the movie, he goes on a thing called Brave Man's Road. Brave Man's Road is an electrified I-beam between two skyscrapers at the top of the skyscrapers that you have to walk across. And if you survive and make it across, you get like 10 million yen. And
you made Chase in chat hungry.
Oh, yeah. So Kaiji and like a group of like 7 people have to go across Brave Man's Road on a I-beam over 2 skyscrapers that's like 70 stories high. So this is you want bad luck. This is bad luck. So
it does sound like bad luck.
He barely makes it across, and it's just it ends up being just him who survives.
Wow.
And then he makes it to the next stage, and this also happens in the manga and anime, where to earn his freedom, he plays in a new game. It's a really weird card game where there's like the serf and the king, and you can either be the serf or the king, and you have like 5 soldiers each. Serf beats king because the people rise up and can dethrone the king. So Kaiji plays, and the dude has a chip. Like Kaiji has a little tracker chip that's been in him since he was a slave, and he can track Kaiji's heartbeat and everything, like his pulse, and he uses that to cheat, which Kaiji loses all the money he earned from Brave Man's Road, and he's forced to borrow money, even betting organs to borrow the money from the loan shark from the first time. He has to borrow money from her. He borrows 300 million from her.
Wow.
And he literally injures himself to cause his heartbeat to become irregular, just so he can like play the game and finally beat the dude, win all the money, and achieve victory. And you would think his luck turned around, right?
Yeah.
No, he goes out to celebrate. The loan shark meets up with him. He's got all of his money. She then drugs him, and she leaves him a note stating that he borrowed this much money for this duration of time at this interest rate, which means that he's left with like 5,000 yen at the end of the day.
Wow.
She drugs him and steals all of his money.
Wow.
That is why his life is worse than Yamcha's. The dude not only has nothing, everyone he knows dies, all his friends all like screw him over. He almost dies multiple times, and when he does finally succeed, it's all taken from him. By the way, if you haven't seen that movie, it is fantastic.
Well, you just spoiled the whole
really
movie
is
for
good.
us.
Yeah, I know, but it's great. I had to because of how unlucky this dude is.
Wow, after everything, and yeah, that does indeed suck.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if my next one can beat that, but my next dude, his circumstances are pretty crap. Itachi Uchiha, another from Naruto.
I disagree with you.
You don't think his luck was bad?
Not really. What's the worst thing that happened to him? He was
ordered to kill his whole family, his whole village.
He was ordered to kill his whole family because his family was planning a coup to destroy the village.
And look, but what kind of luck is that? That look, I have to.
Is it? You should have picked Sasuke.
No, Sasuke's no.
Sasuke has worse luck than Itachi. Itachi's like the worst. That's the
choices led to his current.
Sasuke's parents were murdered in front of his face. At the very least, he didn't even get to know the reason why. He didn't even get to know why.
But look, I picked Itachi because he grew up as an Uchiha. He had all the talent in the Sharingan and the
great luck
of being an Uchiha. And look, he was so loyal to his village.
You could have picked Naruto. Naruto has worse luck than Itachi.
But look, Itachi has like the saddest story of all of it, though.
Not really.
Yes. No. Help me out in chat here, guys. Does Itachi have like the saddest?
The sad story isn't bad luck. Like,
but it's because of the stuff that happens to him.
Like his luck doesn't get worse. Like all the worst thing that happened.
He was also villainized by the whole village, even though he did it for his village.
But he knew that was going to happen, and he accepted that.
Yeah, but that's still bad luck.
No, it's not bad luck. That's a choice. He knew that was going to be the end result. He went into it with that knowledge. That's not really bad luck. Like
the
Naruto,
short end of the stick here.
Naruto lost his parents. He was villainized by the village for no reason. He didn't know why. Everyone hated him. He never had a friend. All of his
any of those kids would have been Sasuke's friend, but he was a jerk.
I'm talking Naruto. I said Naruto.
Oh, Naruto. I'm sorry. Just from what I've
heard. Boom. Because Itachi's life doesn't really suck after he willingly kills his family.
If his brother relentlessly hunting him down, thinking he is the big bad.
Because he wanted him to.
But because
that was his entire goal. Yeah, that was his goal.
No,
that's not bad luck. That's just sad. That doesn't mean it's bad luck. No, bad luck and sad are very different. Everything that happens to Itachi is through his own design and choice.
Itachi cared so much for his brother, and he really did. He loved him so much. He spared him from the Itachi cereal.
That's not bad luck.
But
that's choice.
Sasuke comes for him, and he doesn't even tell him until the very end.
That's still not bad luck.
I think it's bad.
That's not unlucky.
But
that's
terrible. That led up to it.
That doesn't mean anything. It was all choice. He engineered all of this. It's not bad luck. It's engineering.
Okay, so if he would have refused the order to kill his whole family, then he would have been killed on the spot, and somebody else would have done it, and his brother wouldn't have lived. Itachi took that role on himself to save Sasuke.
Do you know why they went to Itachi? Do you know why they went to Itachi? Because they knew no one else could do it.
Yeah.
That's why they went to Itachi. Itachi did it. Itachi did it for two reasons. He did it for two reasons. He loved his village. He loved his village, and he loved his brother, and he hated his family. He didn't like the Uchihas. He didn't like that they were planning a coup. He didn't like what their ideology was, and Itachi thought they were too dangerous to be around. So he was fine.
They were still his parents. He even in the act, he apologized to them.
Chase says that's not luck though. Luck are things that aren't controlled by the character. Exactly.
He didn't have the control to.
Yes, he did.
He was ordered. He was ordered to do that.
No,
he was Anbu. He
made a deal. He didn't have to. He made a deal.
And if he had to make a deal, well, he would have died, and so would have his brother.
But that's not bad luck. That's his family.
Well, in that case, then your dude from your last one could have not been a co-signer, and then none of that would have happened to him. So,
no, see, he co-signed, and then his buddy ditched him. Itachi came into it going, "This is everything that's going to happen. I know is going to happen." Because I'm making this agreement for this to happen. This is by design. Kaiji's like, hey, my buddy needs the cosign. All right, I'll sign it for him. He doesn't know, it would be different if he went in knowing his buddy was going to leave on that loan. So
you really think that the moment Itachi got that order, that he had everything all planned out, that he just knew? No.
Do you not know anything about Itachi?
No, I know plenty about Itachi, sir.
Itachi literally is probably one of the smartest characters to ever exist. He became a Jonin at like 13.
Yeah, but that
Actually, no,
doesn't
he was an
mean he
Anbu
had this
commander
all
at 13.
planned out. Like, who does that? Who's just sitting there silently plotting that, yes, I may be a very smart 13-year-old, but still I'm going to sit here and plot the downfall of my entire family name, just going to
I
wait
don't
for
think
someone to
you.
tell me
I
to
don't
do
think
it?
you.
No, that's not,
Yeah,
no.
he literally, when he got that order, he knew what to do. He knew that
So
if
you
he,
tell
as
me
long
as
as he
soon as
can
he
make his
got that order, he was just like, yes, in 4 years my brother will kill me for all of everything. No.
I don't think you understand what that means. What it means is that he goes, all right, look, once he gets that order, he's like, I need my brother to survive and grow stronger. He already knew that his brother needed a drive, and he's like, I'll become his drive. By him wanting to kill me, he will strive to become stronger, and that will keep him safe. That his whole goal was to make his brother strong enough to be safe. It's not like he planned out everything that was going to happen. It's just a basic plan. It's really simple to come up with these. But yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Sorry,
see,
I had
Biohazard, that's what he planned, though. He told him, grow his hate to kill him. It was literally his plan.
And I'm not arguing that.
You
I'm
are
arguing,
saying it wasn't his plan, though. He
I'm
planned it.
saying that he did not have it planned at the very moment. Like, yeah, he got there eventually, and it was bad luck that he got that order.
It wasn't bad luck that he got the order.
The best of his bad situation.
It's still, he doesn't have the worst luck. Like,
I
there's plenty of
bad luck.
Zabuza's luck was worse. Kakashi's luck was worse. What about Obito? His luck was worse.
What did you just call him?
What about
Why did you just Obito?
Obito, yeah.
Obito?
Yeah, Obito.
Obito.
Like, it wasn't bad luck to get that order. That isn't luck. Yeah, it's see, people agree with me. Itachi's a terrible choice.
It was something
what about
beyond
Neji?
his control.
What about Neji? Neji has worse luck.
But Itachi had the saddest turn of events that happened to him because
sad
of that
isn't
bad luck.
Bad luck.
It was the worst thing that, in my opinion,
it was sad, but it was like, we're not doing characters with the saddest story. We're not doing the saddest. We're doing the worst luck. Like, after Itachi leaves the village, his life isn't like, oh, so horrible. He just goes around being a freaking awesome ninja. Like, that's what he's left as. He's like, oh no, disagree. Now I'm just a missing awesome dude.
Getting that order was luck because, I mean,
yeah, exactly. Bio says
he did it for theory about that, and that was luck.
It's not. None of that was luck. None of that was like bad luck. It was just you're like, oh, one moment where the worst thing, like his worst luck, was being born into a family that wanted to destroy the village. That was it. But that's not the worst.
I mean, what happens because of all that is the worst.
Literally, every other character on our list is worse luck than Itachi. Yamcha's life is way worse.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Like his that's what I mean though. He doesn't deserve to be on this list.
Well, I think he does.
There's like Neji's life was 1,000 times worse than Itachi's.
Go ahead, go to Google right now and type in anime characters with the worst luck, and Itachi will be on every list.
He's not. I looked it up already.
Because that's where I even got my inspiration, is 3 different sites with different lists and different reasons why Itachi has the worst luck. And I went, you know what? Yeah, I can use Itachi.
He doesn't, and none of the lists I found had Itachi on them at all.
The lists apparently are broken. I will have to.
No, apparently not. Even on
one?
Even on Reddit, they don't think Itachi has the worst luck.
Anyway, what's your next one?
The character
on the list, okay?
With the character with the penultimate, the ultimate, the character that has the worst luck in all of history, Guts.
I don't know. I haven't seen Berserk.
Do I need to go into Berserk, into Guts' backstory? Let's just say I can't go into his backstory and be family friendly. That is how terrible his life is. He has the worst life from beginning to end. Nothing. There is nothing good in his life. There is nothing. The man grows up like his mother was lynched. He was born from her lynched body. That is his birth. That was how he was born. Wow. And his life stays at that level of luck for the rest of his life. He's taken in by some people. He's not treated the best throughout life. He gets a surrogate mother. She gets the plague and dies in front of him. He becomes like a swordsman at a really young age. A mercenary man has his way with him when he's like 6 to 8 years old, you know. And again, that just keeps going throughout his whole life. He joins up with the band of Hawks, and he becomes best friends with the leader, and they're great. And he has this girl that he's in love with, and they get this little egg, and the egg activates after a while, and he gets marked for the demon night, for all these demons to be used as a sacrifice for the guy to become like one of the demon kings. And the woman that he loves is used in front of him as he's forced to watch while a demon literally has its claws on his head and his arms back and forces him to watch, eventually digging its claw into his eye. He loses his eye. At one point, he loses his arm. He gets a hold of this armor called the Berserk armor, or like the armor of the Berserk. I can't remember what it is, but it pretty much like, once it latches onto you, it don't let go ever. And it like literally, if he breaks his arm, the armor will like force it back into place.
Chat is lamenting with you, and this poor dude, says Chase, and Bio says his life is rough. I just love him though.
Yeah, you feel so bad for Guts. His life is terrible, and he survives that night to it's not really good that he survives, because he has the mark on him, which makes him like a freaking beacon for demons. So for the rest of his life, he will be hunted down by demons forever, just till he dies. There's no getting around it. That is why he's my number one choice, because no one has a life worse than Guts.
My number one choice has got a pretty bad life, but not that bad, I gotta say.
No one's life is as bad as Guts. You're freaking born after your mom is killed, raised by a foster mother who's then dies of the plague in front of you. The dude who like taught you the sword and kind of took you in has his way with you. And you're just sort of like passed around like that until eventually you just start murdering everyone who does anything bad to you, and then your best friend betrays you.
Reasonable answer, though. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, best friend takes advantage of the girl you love in front of you, makes you watch, forces you to watch. Then he rips your arm out and you lose an arm, or he rips your eye out, you lose an arm, and then you're stuck in armor that forces your body to continue fighting even if it's broken.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, Chase's perfect number one choice. Yeah.
I don't know if my last one holds candle, but it's a different kind. I mean, it's all bad luck, but it's definitely a different vibe. My last one is Nina Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Look, it's not as bad as Gus, but she definitely got the short end of a stick there.
Yeah, unfortunately, she had a good life up to that, which is sad. She had a pretty good life.
She's 5 years old. A sweet.
Yeah, she had a great 5 years. She had 5 really solid years.
A little bit lonely. Her mom left when she was much younger, and her dad's a distant workaholic, and he's only around.
She had her dog, and she had Edward.
Yeah, and she had her dog, and then Edward and Alphonse come in because her dad's an important alchemist, and they were talking to him and stuff. And you come to find out that her father, the reason why he's even a state alchemist, is because that's where her mother went.
Mom didn't leave.
Mom didn't leave. Mom was experimented on, but Mom was experimented on, and then it's time for Dad's review again, and so.
He's gotta keep. You're an alchemist. You gotta keep up results, or you lose your job.
And Dad was sad in his office trying to figure out how he's gonna keep his job and how he's gonna, because he can't replicate this experiment. And here comes Nina. Hello, Nina just comes to console him. They come to console him. He's like, "Wait, there is something I can do." And then, well, Edward.
Yeah, she gets turned into a homunculus. You know what's really sad about that, though? Couldn't he have just picked, like, literally anyone off the street?
Anyone. He could have used Edward and Alphonse. They were literally there at his house.
But, I know this is terrible, but I do a lot of role plays, and I think about this stuff all the time. And I shouldn't. But, like, in a role play aspect, I'm always thinking, like, couldn't he just, like, I don't know, taking a homeless guy? Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna miss him.
That's awful. That's awful to say, but you're right.
But, like, a homeless dude and a stray dog. Like,
Chase in chat says, when you love your dog so much, you become your dog. But look, and then even worse, like...
That's so horrible.
You're all horrible people. That's all horrible. Sad. And then, look, and she still has some remnants of her personality, because that's that line I say, Edward play. And look, and then Scar. We know Scar. If you've seen
Scar
sees her in the alley, and he's like, "You are in a lot of pain. Let me free you from that." And then he just spooks her.
I gotta think. He spooks her. Yeah, that's a mercy.
But don't forget now, she still had enough of herself that when Edward found out, he was gonna go after Shao Tucker. He was gonna cream him, and she, as the amalgamation, stopped him. She stopped him. I think she bit under his coat and pulled him back, and she asked him to stop. And it's just like, it's so sad, because she was still she knew her dad did that to her. She knew. And she still was just like, yeah, no. She was, yeah. Look, it's not as bad as Gus, but that's still
Guts. No one's life is as bad as Guts. No one's life is as bad as Guts. Yamcha's life isn't as bad as Guts. Yamcha would feel better about his life if he talked to Guts. He'd be like, you know what, life ain't so bad.
You're right.
You're right. Pretty good life. Fantastic life, actually.
DC, do you know what time it is?
All right, it is time for Anime Club. You guys know what Anime Club is, don't you? It's where we discuss, it's where we discuss the animes that we watch for the week. We also discuss the anime movies that we see. This week's movie was Tales from Earthsea, and I believe that we've got next week's movie already lined up. Am I right?
Are you stalling for time so we could find out what it is?
My Hero Academia Hero Rising. I didn't write it down for this week. I had to go look it up. But yes, My Hero Academia Heroes Rising is the movie for next week. This week we watched episodes 8 of Death Parade and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Great episodes.
Kind of like they felt more. Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about it before we get fully into it. But Jujutsu Kaisen was more of a intermediary episode,
like a build up.
It's a plot.
Both of them were kind of build up, because we got some fun things happening next week for sure.
Yeah. Both of them were a little just like, hey, this is a build. We're not quite getting into the meat of the story for either of these. So, Death Parade.
Season 1, Episode 8, Death Rally. We start
Death Rally, which is, I'm actually really disappointed in the title for it, because I'm just gonna tell you guys, spoilers, it's not go-kart racing.
It's not.
It is not, which I really, really want a go-kart race to the death at this point. I don't know why. I just think like we had bowling and darts and pool
You know what?
and
I'm all for that.
wouldn't it be fun? Like wouldn't that be a cool one? Like you could have like the little thing and like the wheel makes the wheel pop off.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I would totally watch the heck out of an episode with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Death Parade go-kart episode. That'd be
Yes.
cool.
Yes. But anyway, so
I wanted to say I've noticed something about every episode.
Oh yeah?
You ever notice that the games always involve something that one of the people is good at?
Of course.
Like one of the people is always good at the game that they're playing. That happened with bowling, that happened with the fighting game, that happened with even the darts.
Yeah.
One person is always good.
You're not wrong. But Deckham starts off with Deckham getting odd memories, and he calls in to check
he's washing some dishes, and he's like, something's odd. Something weird's going on.
And he calls and checks with Nona. He's like, it seems that we're having a guest that killed someone. And he's like, I've never done... Yeah. It's like, is this a mistake? I've never done this before. She's like...
Yeah, Nina's just like, people are people. Just go.
Everyone's busy. You got this. You got this.
You got this. People are people. Go on.
So then the elevator arrives, an older man and a younger man, and the black-haired girl's like, who's the murderer?
Yeah, and she's kind of giving him the stink eye too. She's not really pleased.
And then he doesn't answer, and then we get our lovely opening.
Yeah, and we get like let me just go through this for you guys real quick.
Okay.
Second verse, same as the first. It's the same song and dance we always go through with a new group of people. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Where is this? Where's the exit? You can't do this to us. They go and try and find the exit. They don't find an exit. They realize there's no exit. Then they agree to play the game. It happens every time. Am I the only one that would be like, I don't have any memory of how I got down here? You just want me to play a game? I don't want to play a game. This game sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you got to bet your life on this game. And I'd be like, you know what? I don't know how I got here, and I've been probably kidnapped. Might as well go along with it.
So, yeah, they get little random snippets of memories, but for the most part, that's, So
they don't get any snippets of memories yet.
Do they not?
No. Yeah, they press the button, which, did you notice? It's literally still the Chavat board.
Yeah, that's...
It's still the Chavat board. I don't
know why, but whatever.
It's because I think they're trying to trigger, like... It seems like they're trying to trigger something in the black-haired girl.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we already had found out that, like, she couldn't be judged, and she's having these weird memories of the story, and the storybook popped up, and she dreams about the storybook, and like... And now, like, Chavat's the board thing. It seems like they're trying to get her memories jarred.
That's probably true, but they start the game. It's game's chosen. It's air hockey, and they explain the rule. 6 points is a win. Your puck corresponds with your body parts, and then the game begins. Pretty basic fare, as DC already said.
I did like the detective being all like, "Don't you know what Japanese law and unlawful imprisonment and." Yeah, we got one dude's a detective, one dude's... Yeah, yes. I was just like, sure, I don't care.
Sure, no problem. And then when he's like, yeah, you'll be hearing from us again, Deckham's like,
yeah, cool. Sure.
No problem.
Sue me.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
So sorry I'm inconveniencing you, officer.
So then they start playing, one scores, the other scores, and then our kid remembers his crying sister and parents' funeral, his promise to protect her. And we kind of skipped over the fact that they kind of met in the bathroom.
They met in the bathroom. The dude, not the detective, but the dude has a bloody knife. Also, the detective makes a comment that Deckham doesn't have the eyes of a killer or the eyes of a liar, but he doesn't make a comment that he's got freaking cross eyes. Not cross-eyed, but literally crosses in his eyes. Like, that's not weird. Like, he sees this dude and he's just like, doesn't have a killer's eyes, doesn't have a liar's eyes, does have weird crosses on his freaking irises, though. Kids these days and their weird contact lenses.
Maybe he thinks it's an eye tattoo. Those are a thing. Eyeball
Those
tattoos.
are horrifying and horribly dangerous. Don't get an eye tattoo. You can go blind.
I mean,
I'm not
unless
kidding.
that's your goal, then
I would not
do not
recommend
recommend. Do not recommend. Anyway,
but yeah,
so we find out
have
about
their
his
name.
promise to his sister.
Yeah, he promised
And,
his sister he's gonna take care of her like their parents did.
and then they decide to try to drag out the game and let the time run out.
Yeah,
And
we've got Mr. Shimada is the guy, and then the detective is Tatsumi.
yes, and then we see Black Hair Girl talking to Deckham, and she says, "Don't use the remote."
He's just like, yeah, don't
it's
use the remote. And he's like, I can't use it anyways. It's broken.
He's like, it's broken.
Yeah,
And she worries about who the killer is and why they need judgment and whether they're killer or innocent, whatever. She worries about all that stuff.
yeah.
And then the detective and the kid talk about his job.
Yeah, I did like that Deckham's response to her though, when she's like, "How are we supposed to judge a killer?" Blah blah, and Deckham's just like, "We judge him like we do everyone else."
Yeah.
You gotta respect Deckham, man. You gotta respect Deckham. He's like, doesn't matter if they're a killer. It does not matter. They get the same judgment, the same treatment as everyone else. They're either gonna go reincarnation or go to the void. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, you're right.
Much like the old saying, "Death is the great equalizer."
Yeah. And then they talk. He talks about his job, and
there is no one who can't be judged.
Yeah. Then that's when he does mention his eyes.
I'm he mentions them again. Because he states that he's like, Tatsumi's questioning the game, and he's kind of talking about like the hardest part of being a detective is talking to like the families, dealing with the grief in the morning and things like that. And he mentions Deckham's eyes again, and he's like, they're not the eyes of a killer, they're not the eyes of a liar, but I sense nothing. There's nothing. He doesn't have any feeling. Which is like, yeah, everyone knows. It's like Nona says, it's all alcohol and seriousness with Deckham.
Yeah, and then they go back to the game, and the detective man gets memories, and it's of his wife.
That was really sad. His wife,
murder-related.
Yeah, she was killed, and like she was clasping at the window. Like it's Yumi, his wife Yumi.
Yeah. And why he's doing this? He collapsed. He's like,
he's like, I need
I have a headache, And Deckham and Black Hair Girl are watching, and he's like, they're going slower than usual. Perhaps he's shock. Yeah, go ahead.
He said the shock of death has caused their memories to be buried deep.
Yeah, and then Black Hair Girl's like, "Can I see their memories? I could help." And he's like,
I want to see the memories. And Decham's like, I'll put in a request for you.
Yeah, I'll get it later. And then, so detective goes. We see some more memories with his wife, and he forgot
his wife's like, "You're such a stereotypical detective. You forgot your own birthday."
Yeah. And look, it's very cute. She does little thing for him. Shoes.
She's such a nice, she's so nice and caring, and she got him these new leather shoes, and then it's great.
Then he was dismissed off the case. Like, was it a setup? Was there something going on inside the thing? You get all
of the cops are talking about him behind his back. And you see after his flashback, he's looking down at his shoes, and these were the shoes his wife had gotten him, and they're super beat up now. So that tells you he's been using those shoes for a long time.
Yeah.
We also get a flashback with Shimada,
the kid, with the younger guy.
His he sees his sister. He comes home, everything's dark. His sister's just beat up, just beat to heck.
Yeah.
And she's bleeding, and just he's upset and mad and angry. And afterwards, it comes out, Deckham's the time limit's been reached. Time limit's up.
They started playing more aggressively as well, and then he's the time limit's been reached. Now we're gonna go into
Link format.
Yeah, I was gonna say sudden death, but it's pretty much
now it's the organs. The pucks have the organs associated with them, and now the organs it'll cause pain to the organ when a point is scored. And it's 3-3.
Yeah, they're
6
tied up.
points
The
wins.
detective asks the kid what's going on, and the kid explains that his sister was assaulted by a stalker.
Yeah,
And
the
the police
cops did
would
nothing
not help.
about it. Yeah.
And he wanted revenge.
And
The detective also says, I want revenge for my murdered wife.
yeah, both of them say that they both have someone to kill.
Yeah. And then that's the ending.
And then we get our ending thing, and then the black-haired girl is approved for the memories, which is this end thing is disappointing, and I'm going to tell you all because it disappointed me, and it ruined it for me, and I'm going to ruin it for you all, because if you saw the episode like with us, then you know about it anyways. She gets the memories and finds out they're both killers.
Yep.
So it's not one of them, it's both of them. Now,
yep.
I'm assuming
we see lots of like disturbing scenes and blood and stuff, and
a lot of blood, there's a factory or like a warehouse.
Yeah, that was so. It's our first two-parter for Death Parade.
Yes, it is our first two-parter, which is interesting. But I am disappointed that they gave it away at the end there. It would have been way more interesting to sit there in the next episode and try and figure out which one's the killer. Like, just because that dude has the bloody knife doesn't mean he killed anyone.
Yeah.
You know, it could be like he found it and he was going to get rid of it. Like his sister maybe attacked the dude, or that was the knife that was like used to attack his sister. You know, there's any number of things, but yeah,
maybe
a little disappointing.
Chopping up dinner and just took it with him just in case. Who knows? But anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 8. Boredom.
Boredom. Which I was so happy to see this animated. I was so happy. It's got my favorite character. Okay, my second favorite character. Gojo is my favorite character. I love Gojo.
Gojo's awesome.
Toto is my second favorite. He's my second. I love him. I love him so much.
So look, this one is going to be pretty easy to sum up what happens in this episode. So pretty much the upperclassmen, we don't see Yuji at all.
Well, yeah, we start off with Nobara and Megumi are at a vending machine.
They're getting snacks.
Yeah, getting snacks. Nobara's in her nice like tracksuit, looking good. She's looking good.
Something in my eye.
Panda is kind of worrying about the first years, you know, after like the Kyoto principal's coming, and he's worried about it because the higher ups are the ones that sent them on the mission that caused Yuji to die. Well, he did technically die, but we know he's alive again, and he's not so much worried about like the principal as he's worried
the principal
about,
can't start any trouble.
Yeah, he's worried about the Kyoto students, who are Toto and Mai Zenin.
Yes, which happens to be our Zenin Senpai's twin sister.
She's in Kyoto.
Chase in chat says, I also agree they didn't have to ruin that. They both were killers. It'd been better to keep it for the second part. Yeah,
exactly. It would have been good.
It would have so much been better. But that was the wrong order for those words. But you guys understood what I said. But
so
anyway,
Toto and Maki Zenin show up to kind of provoke the first years. Toto is a giant of a man.
No.
Buff, scar, man.
He's a big boy. Now, mind you, they start taunting Nobara and Megumi. And they're
Maki's
like,
doing most of the time.
Oh, you lost the friend?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
no.
Maki's
Whatever
like,
shall you do? Like, intentionally triggering these two who just went through losing Yuji.
Maki's clearly got a thing for Fushiguro.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like, I'll have to comfort him later.
Yuji was just a monster anyway, right?
Yeah, he's just a vessel. That means he was a half-cursed monster.
Yeah, you'd be feeling dead or better dead. He's dead, pointless, tainted.
Like that Nobara, she's just like, psh, you know what? Maki's prettier than you. Just like whoosh.
Yes, I love it. And then our big dude, he's
Toto.
He's like Megumi. What is your type of woman?
Yeah, what's your type of girl? And
does all of this.
Yeah, and Fushiguro's just like, what does that matter? And he's like, I'll tell you what. He's like, why should I tell that? Yeah, what I like is he's like, why should I tell that to someone I don't even know? And he's just like, I'm Toto, 3rd year. Now we're friends.
Just like that. And then he's like, now I want to know what your woman type is because if I don't like it, I'll beat you up. Pretty much.
And he's like, he said, I'll only beat you half to death.
And then he rips off his shirt. And...
But he says his type is tall women with a big ass.
You did a swore.
That's what he says. He likes tall girls with them big butts. It's a PG-13 swore.
But anyway.
But yeah, he's like, I love that Nobara's like, that's a tall hurdle for an antisocial guy like this to overcome.
Yes, and Toto, whatever his name is, was like, look, I don't even care if it's men, just tell me your type. Like, what a progressive bully. What a progressive
he doesn't
bully.
care. He just wants to know what type of person you're into. And he says a person's fetishes reflect everything about them.
Their fetishes reflect their personality, and I
love Toto so much.
But is he wrong though? Is he wrong though?
I mean, he's a little like ish, but I love him so much. But we find out that like he wants to know because this is the last chance he has at this like event. And like Nobara's like, isn't it like a 4-year school? And he's like, yeah, but only 3rd and 2nd years can participate.
Yeah.
But Fushiguro says he doesn't really care much about the girl as long as she has unshakable character.
And he gets memories of that one girl we've seen in his memories before.
Yes, I know who that is, but I like that Maki is like, oh, like she gets a little heart, and like Nobara's like, that's a good response. If you had said something like big boobs, I'd have to hit you.
Yes. And then the bully starts to cry.
Toto, yes. Toto starts crying, and he doesn't cry for the reasons you all would think. He cries because he's like, I knew it. You're so boring.
Because Megumi's answer was boring.
I love Toto.
And then they start to fight, and he just yeets this boy. He yeets
him. Just boom.
And have a little chat about like, oh, is it true that you don't use cursed energy? Like, there's this little thing where Toto was involved in some big ado in the last exchange event.
There was no, it wasn't the last exchange event. It was last year. It was the night of like 1,000 demons, or the demon walk, and like Toto literally eradicated hundreds on his own, including special grade curses. And he's like, Fushiguro's like, do you not use curse energy? He's like, no, I do, just not on anything below 1st grade.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's just like, what kind of monster are you?
Mind you, we also see Nobara and Twin Lady. Twin Lady just pulls out a gun.
Yes, we find out her abilities, basically she can imbue objects with cursed energy.
Which is kind of what Nobara does with her hammer and nail thing. Yeah. So that's fine. So anyway, they're still there. Now, did you notice what Megumi summoned? It was interesting because he summoned Nue, which is the bird, and the frogs, and the frogs had wings.
Yes, he made a combo summon.
Yeah, it was neat. I mean, they weren't that useful.
No, because one gets immediately destroyed, and Fushiguro's grabbed and German suplexed into the ground, which was awesome.
Yes, look. It was fun. It's fun. And then he's like, I need to restrain his body and keep my distance. He's a close range fighter. And
it doesn't matter.
No, he's fast AF, boy.
He was like, that wasn't even his full speed before?
Yes. And he just wrecks Megumi. And he smashes in a building, through a building. And one of the frogs
I have to state though, this is not the worst Megumi's ever been beaten. Well, that was about 2 episodes ago when Sukuna kicked him through 30 buildings.
Yes, this is true. And then he's like, well, now I can get serious. You know?
Yes, like, Fushiguro's about to get serious before they're hit with a don't move.
Rice Ball Boy appears out of nowhere, and he's got his thing unzipped, and he's got, because he is the speech user, right? And he's got like a tattoo.
Curse speech.
Gotta say, looking fine.
But now you see why he only speaks in rice ball ingredients.
Because you can't take that as a command.
Yeah, his voice is curse. What he says happens. So if he's like, don't move, They just stop.
Yes.
And then Panda shows up, punches Toto, is like, get out of here, or else I'm gonna I love
Get out of
Panda
here,
for
or I'm
this.
going to scream.
I'm gonna scream, no! not even no in like a normal way, but like a really like creepy, like flirtatious, like stop kind of no.
Like bad things are happening to a lady kind of scream.
And even he even like rubs his thighs. He's like, I'll scream, no.
Weird.
I love Panda.
And then Toto's
so
like,
much.
okay, I'm leaving.
Oh.
Where's my jacket that he ripped off?
Yeah, he's just like, no, he ripped his shirt. He took his jacket off and then ripped his shirt open.
Well,
and then he's just like, where'd I put my
other
jacket?
character, Okatsu, and they've mentioned him before.
Yeah,
we've not met Okatsu. And Chase in chat says that he loves Panda, but he's like, make sure Okatsu comes and participates. And Panda's
Okatsu,
like,
you take
I'm just a panda, I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, I'm just a panda. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yes,
I speak Panda.
He pretends not to understand.
Yeah, I love Panda. But Okatsu, for those who don't remember, Fushiguro first explained Okatsu to Yuji. He said that Okatsu was like the only second year he can respect. Literally, Okatsu is the only one he can respect, but he's in America. So he's off on an exchange program in America.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, all right, Toto, you want Okatsu to take part. He's in America.
So can't do that. And then
not gonna happen.
We see Nobara and our twin, and they're just kind of doing their thing. And
Maki's shot her up. Her new lovely outfit is all shot full of holes.
Yeah, and then her twin comes over. They get a little bit catty.
Oh yeah, they do. And she's like, Nobara, get up. And like, what are you doing with my gopher? And like, she's like, oh, she won't get up. And then Nobara's just like behind her, got her all like locked up. And she's like, you shot holes in my uniform.
Word on the streets, there's people out there that shipped that.
I can see it. I can see it. I like that
somebody forgot to mute their mic.
I like that. I like that Nobara's like, take off your uniform, leave it with me. It's mine now. Yes. You shot mine full of holes. And she's just like, you wouldn't be able to wear it with those long legs of yours. And I was like, what do you mean? Don't be dissing long legs.
Before they really get like actual incensed, we have Toto come back and he's like, look, we gotta go.
Yeah, I have
something to do. He has tickets.
So he has tickets to a special handshake event, which, if you guys don't know, this is very common with idols in Japan. They have handshake events, and the only reason Toto came to Tokyo is because he lost out on the one in Kyoto. So he came all this way to go to the handshake event to meet his favorite idol.
And all the girls are just like, are you kidding me?
Nah, that's Toto. I love Toto.
They have some catty parting comments, and they have to save it for the exchange event, pretty much.
Yes.
And then we find out when they're talking with Zanine Senpai that she can't see curses without her glasses. She can't fight without tools. She has
no curse.
No ability, but she wants to become a Jujutsu sorcerer out of spite.
Just to spite her family.
Which I love that. Spite is a great reason to do something. I love that.
I love Maki. She's like, I gotta admit, almost all the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen are great.
They are. They
all have their own level of greatness.
I'm not a big fan of Nobara, honestly. Not a big fan.
I love her.
She just irritates me. I don't know why, but
then
we come
likes
to
Maki,
our old man waiting for Principal Yaga.
Yes, we get.
Turns out he's an elder.
He is a very old man.
He's a very old man, and he's one of the elders
covered in piercings.
Been mentioned before. So pretty much,
looks like he looks like what millennials will look like in 60 years.
Yeah, you're right. Gojo comes in. He tells him that he purposely mixed up the schedule so Gojo would have time to talk to this elder guy.
Yeah.
And
Gojo is Gojo.
Gojo is Gojo. Yeah, this whole scene, pretty much Gojo's like, I know that you set that up intentionally for my student to, Yeah.
die. I'm not going to say anything. I could kill you. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Instead, he just gives him some threats, talks to him about like the powers that they've been trying to hold back are flooding in.
The new special grade is more powerful than they ever imagined. There's been more powerful sorcerers and more powerful curses. Yeah. Yes, that something is coming. There is a poop storm on the way. Okay,
and we get the girl that's there with the principal fangirling over Gojo the whole time.
She's like an aide or something, and she's trying to do her job, but internally she is completely fangirling over him. It's actually really cute. I like that.
Yeah, she's like shows to Gojo he can't talk to the principal like that. He's like, oh, my bad, and she's just like, he talked to me.
Yes, and then so that all happens, and then he's like, okay, now you have to wait 2 hours for the meeting.
He's just like, all right, that's all I wanted to say. By the way, the principal will be here in 2 hours.
The middle fingers dancing backwards as he walks out the door. Exactly. As he goes out. Yes, it's very great. And then the elder's just sitting there, and he looks over to his aide, and he's like, I want some tea. And she yeets out of the room to chase after Gojo.
Yeah, she's like, if I catch up to it, maybe I can get a picture.
She does give him a picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, she does. I love that. That's our little end thing. But
our bully sees his idol, and we get a JoJo pose. Like, legit.
Yeah. So...
So then I'm irritated that we jumped to 1 month later. Okay.
Yes.
Because we didn't see Yuji. Why do I call him Yugi? We didn't see it. I really wanted to see Gojo versus Yuji. I wanted to see it so bad.
The reason is mostly he was doing
excitement.
No, it's most of what he was doing anyways was just trying to learn how to even use cursed energy. So he was just
but I still wanted a training montage at the very least.
I'm glad they skipped it. I hate training montages. It gets so overdone. I'm glad that they just like we move into we have a new guy, Mr. Suit and Glasses, and they're going into a movie theater where there's 3 human corpses that are just all sorts of messed up.
They're distorted heads, and the report says respiratory paralysis and cranial deformity.
Yeah, cranial deformity. One dude's head looks like a big Y.
And yeah, Yuji's there, and they look like they're about ready to go and investigate it. We also see Stitch's boy approached by some rando. Yeah, rando in an alley, and he's like, "Did you do that in the movie theater?" And he's like, and the Stitch's boy is like, "You can see me," and he's like, "Yeah." Oh, rando gonna die. Rando gonna die.
You're gonna love what's coming up.
And then, yeah, Yuji's like he's with the goggles, glasses dude, and they're at the scene, and they're gonna check it out next episode, most likely. We get our ending, and then after credits
is the girl who gets a picture with Gojo and goes running back to the principal, and he's just like, "Where's my tea?"
And she forgot her tea. It's great. And then the ninja scroll thing. The scroll thing is that the twin. And the Toto's at the event, and then he's like, I know what you need to make you happy. Here you go. Yeah. And he gives her a ticket, and she goes and sees the idol, and the idol's like, oh, I don't see many ladies. Do you want to meet after?
Yeah. It's like,
so,
ooh.
You get a pretty good hint of what that idol's preferred.
Poor Toto.
Poor Toto. And it's funny, and then they're like walking away, and they're talking, and she's like, and they're like, he's like, what do you think of her? And she's like, yeah, she's not bad. I ship that. That is what I ship. Okay.
I love it. God, Jujutsu Kaisen's so good. Good.
I love it.
It's so
I love it. It's so good. But look. As much fun as it is, we're about done here today.
Yeah, it's time to talk about what do we got going on. We need to thank.
As always, we're going to thank our Patreons because you guys are supporting us. You guys also get to see us talk about, in the post-show, the show after the show, we get to talk about the movie we watched, the Anime Club, this week, and we can swear there, and we don't have to mind our words, because DC and I are both pretty potty-mouthed when we choose to be.
I've been cutting it back.
But if you're not a Patreon, for as little as $1 a month, You don't get to see it.
See it if you're not a patron.
And our patrons are Chase, which is a Soul Reaper, Zach Cake, which is Jonine, Alyssa XO, which is Soul Reaper, and Adam Shapinski. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, Adam S. Thank you guys so much for being awesome and supporting us. We really appreciate it. So yeah, that's about it for today.
Yes, it is. We're gonna have to end it off there.
Yeah, we still have the post show to do, so we're gonna let you guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Take us out.